The Neshoba County Fair is wrapping up while campaigns are only beginning at Founders Square. However, the topic of redistricting is far from its beginning and far from its end. Governor Tate Reeves says he expects a special session to happen. Daniela Oropeza spoke with him and other candidates about what's expected from this statewide issue.
I've been giving serious consideration to calling a special session on redistricting since 1 minute after the Calais decision.
Although Founders Square is meant for campaigning, state lawmakers were not spared from questions on redistricting. Governor Tate Reeves saying committees in the Senate and House are looking into it.
In Mississippi, we need to do redistricting in our congressional races. We also need to do redistricting in our legislative races. We also need to do redistricting in our Supreme Court.
Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann agreeing that everything is facing changes.
I will tell you the districts are going to be different because they're going to consider Republicans and Democrats. That's what we're going to focus on. And the way we get in trouble, which we've gotten in trouble before, the way we get in trouble is if it's race related.
Election integrity is something that we won on running for Secretary of State, and it'll be something that we run on for Lieutenant Governor as well.
Secretary of State Michael Watson, meanwhile, told his office to move along with preparing SIMS, the statewide elections management system.
So we said, because of that ruling, because of the timelines, we're going to move forward now. We're going to go back to the 2022, which we think the legislature lawfully passed. That's what Mississippians wanted, and they were fair maps. So we're preparing to go to that in the expectation that perhaps there's a special session that called.
I'm not going to tell you a date today because I don't know a date today. There are a number of other issues that are under consideration with respect to special sessions, and we will make those decisions as we progress forward.
Despite a New Year deadline, lawmakers are also considering a January 1st deadline when candidates begin qualifying. At the Neshoba County Fair, Daniela Oropeza, WTVA 9 News.